Hey, Cancer, and welcome to your March reading. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and I'm excited to get into your month. So, as always, I'm going to pull a tarot spread and we're going to get into the story of March. And then to cap off your reading, we'll pull a couple of cards from the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck, get a little guidance. So, as you may be aware, at the end of this month, Cancer, we have an eclipse in the sign of Libra. So if you are a Cancer rising, that will mean things happening in your house of home and family, big changes, big shifts. And if your rising sign is different, then it will be in a different house. See your own chart. Your mileage may vary, but truly, no matter which signs that you have specific in Cancer, this indicates that there will be some kind of necessary, but perhaps a little uprooting shift around themes of home and family. Just want to offer you that. And then we're going to pull your cards. We'll see what that wants to weave in. So let's get into it, Cancer, for the month of March. Thank you, Spirit, for being present with us to find out what is showing up for Cancer folks in the month of March, Spirit. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Dominant people. What do they need to know for their highest good in the month of March, Spirit? We want to know what is showing up for them in the present, anything pertinent from the recent past as it pertains to the unfolding future. We want to know your guidance for Cancer, Spirit. We want to know the truth of what is showing up for them, helpful or hindering influences, themes. What do they need to know, Spirit, in the month of March for their highest good? Let's see what we got here. Perfect. Okay, Cancer. It's funny, I said perfect, and Spirit was like, actually, no, you don't have to be perfect, Cancer. So that's a funny little twist of the message, but that's what they're saying. Is like, we're giving you a lunar eclipse in Libra. Things don't have to be perfect. Libra can be a little bit image obsessed to the point of like missing out on the deeper aspects. So we'll see what your cards say. Just what Spirit is saying. Okay. Good time to remind you I'm an intuitive reader. So I absolutely use the classical meanings of the cards, but I listen to Spirit, and the cards are more of a vehicle for Spirit to get through what they've been wanting to say to you anyhow. Okay. Let's get into it, Cancer. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Give all the hmms. These are like the trailer to the movie. Yeah, wow, beautiful. Don't be afraid to make changes this month. As a matter of fact, I would say that staying the same might be almost one of the only mistakes that you could make here. There's some innovation, there's loss and gain. Okay, let's talk about it. Center of your reading, Six of Pentacles. Love to see it. This is a nice mundane money card. So giving and receiving, bringing things into balance. Um, Good to check in with yourself, Cancer, and just ask yourself, how even are things feeling? How um, just, again, Six of Pentacles, and we talk about eclipse in Libra, all about balance, all about give and take, and making sure that everyone is getting what they need and receiving as well. And as a Cancer person, you might be a little more inclined to give than to receive, a little less comfortable with receiving. Um, Something to notice, something to work on if that is part of your makeup. Crossing the Six of Pentacles is the Hierophant. Whose rules do you live by? Whose rules do you follow? I think, Cancer, that you may be entering a more rebellious phase. That's what I'm hearing. So that Hierophant is crossing your reading, but in the basement, what's going on within you? The Hermit. I know and go my own way. I trust my own light. I'm not, yes, as a smart seeker, I will always accept sacred knowledge, useful knowledge, right? And that knowledge is mine to use. I do not want to become now a disciple of the Hierophant. That's not the Hermit's way. So I feel like there may be, it's ironic. Spirit is saying there may be a discipline that you are now going to take deeper because you're going off on your own. So the Hierophant can represent a school. It can also represent simply a school of thought. It can represent a philosophy, a political party, religion, and church, obviously. Who is making the rules? Whose rules are you living by? It feels like you are going to be doing a little bit of breaking away, doing a little. I keep hearing Fleetwood Mac singing, "You can go your own way." That's what I keep hearing. You can go your own way. And I feel like for many of you, Spirit is saying that to you, Cancer, where it's like, you can go your own way. And they're also singing it like, you're going to be singing this to somebody else. You can go your own way, motherfucker. Like, I'm going this way. I'm going to do it like this. You can go your own way. So, following your own rules, making your own rules. My one word of caution, and you have a beautiful reading. So, this truly is my one word of caution. Don't fly off the handle. Watch your words. You want to make a change, and Knight of Swords is like, I want to make a change, and I want that change to be fucking immediate. I want, like, from 1 second to the next, I want things to be different. How often is that possible? Let's just reflect for a second. How often does instantaneous change happen? It can happen, and spoiler alert, we're going to get there, but for you, it may be possible this month. But Spirit is like, not when it comes to somebody else. You cannot snap your fingers and make somebody else have an instantaneous change, right? There are moments in our life where we can have an epiphany or a lightning bolt of inspiration and be like, I'm never doing blank again, or I need to start doing blank or whatever. And we really do. From that moment, we are changed and like we're set off on a path and yada yada. That is rare, right? Now, I don't say that to be discouraging. The instantaneous change is rare. The epiphany and the inspiration are plentiful, but it's like, how willing are we to stick with the epiphany or the inspiration? Are we willing to see it past the initial lightning bolt moment, or we're surged with excitement or surged with newness or whatever? Are we willing to keep going even when everything around us, the external world, does not seem to be offering much, and it seems to be, what can I do, or what can I make? Does that make sense? Y'all, please feel free to let me know. Okay. So I said my one word of caution is watch your words. You want this change to happen, with, again, the caveat that Spirit is letting you know instantaneous change may be possible for you this month, but it is not something that you can bring out in another person. So there could come a moment where something wants to kind of fly out of your mouth, Knight of Swords style, that's like, well, guess what? If this doesn't fucking change, then we're not going to be together anymore. Or then you need to get the fuck out. Or then you never love me. Or whatever. You may say something in your desire to make a fast change in your life that could really hurt someone else and thusly yourself. Like that boomerang effect of like, oh fuck, I said the thing, they took off, my cups have spilled, and now I have to live with what I said. You know what I'm talking about? And Aries, wow, I was literally, I know you're Cancer, please. I know who I'm making this video about. I was about to say that some of you might have Aries placements, and then I was straight up calling you Aries because I don't feel this for every Cancer. Not every Cancer is the type to like say something that they don't mean, because many Cancers are that sensitive, soft, they're always thinking about what they say before they ever say it, etc. So that's going to be some of you. But some of you might have Aries placements. Like, And it could be, you need to stop this because it's fucking bullshit, or like, I hate it when you blah blah, and it's something they love or whatever, and then it's like, oh fuck, the fucking horse is out of the goddamn barn. Do you know what I'm talking about? The toothpaste can't go back in the tube. I can't unsay the thing that I just said. And if it hurts their feelings, then it will hurt your feelings because you're an empathetic person. So, my one word of caution: you may be on this journey of discovering your truth and discovering which rules you're no longer going to follow and which ones you are going to follow, and what works for you and brings the magic out in your life. And we'll get into that in just a second. We can't make other people take that journey. And there are times in life where we just have to resolve that, okay, I can't take anybody with me on this journey. That doesn't mean they won't go with you. Spirit is making a very fucking important distinction. Doesn't mean they won't go with you, but you can't take them. You can't like make them go with you. I need to change. I need to grow up. I need to fill in the blank. Partner or friend or family member or whatever, organization, political party, like if they can't progress with me, that doesn't mean I can't go. Maybe it means that they might get left behind or they might get their feelings hurt. Well, keep up or so long. That's very blunt, but spirit be blunt sometimes. Six of Swords says you have learned everything that you needed from a past difficult situation or feeling of strife. And okay, what are the lessons? So Spirit is saying, Cancer, I'm asking you to think about the most recent event that you have gone through that has felt so difficult. Maybe even like a losing battle. Maybe you feel that you're still in it right now and you're not done with it, right? That you're still in the midst of that. I would ask you, what is it teaching you? What is it showing you? Are there any events from your past or people from your past that these events rhyme with, or bring up old feelings, or are highlighting old stories and narratives that have actually seemed to play out in your head since you were a very small child, to the point where, oh, it might not actually be this person that is bringing this feeling up in me. They might be a mirror for me to see that I am playing this out in many different ways. You know what I'm talking about? Sitting in the energy around and available to you. Page of Cups. I'm hearing the word relief. This is good news. This is a deep exhale. This is things are getting better or are going to get better. Again, that word relief is playing over and over in my head. And so many of you have been like waiting for this message. That's what I'm hearing. So for some of you, that can look like employment coming through. For others of you, it can look like a person saying, you know what, you were right. Or, you know what, I'm going to go to therapy, or fill in the blank, you know, and it being like, oh my God, like it feels like a wish come true. That's what I'm hearing. So in your efforts to change, in your efforts to quick change your future, please know that miracles and miraculous changes are available. And the irony is that it doesn't come from you trying to create that change, it comes from you moving with what you know. Okay? Everything else will follow. That's what Spirit is saying. Why are they saying that? Sitting in the future, the magician, you know, when Spirit said you actually may be able to manifest something quickly, this is what they're talking about. So change can happen quickly within you and by you. The magician is number one. Me, myself, and I. The magician has every element at their disposal on the table. It's just about remixing them. So you have everything that you need, even in this moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. In fact, cups could get spilled out of your life and leave you with one single cup, but perhaps extra cups would have ruined the recipe. You still have the one cup that you need, and that is your cup. So if any of you are losing relationships or leaving behind old friendships or things like that, please know that you still have every ingredient that you need to have love in your life, and like the love of your life, and etc. Okay, that's what they're saying, so I'm just sharing. Want to know why they're saying that? Potential. It's the position representing your greatest hopes and fears. The world is completion and renewal in one. It is the end and it is the beginning. Thus, the Ouroboros we have here. Every element available. But not number 1 anymore, number 21. Right before we start the whole cycle again with the Fool, number 0, into the Magician, number 1. So every element's still on the table, but now they are infinitely available. Because when we've reached the world, the magician knows that they have everything within them. And that not only is this relationship a mirror, this whole world is a mirror. You know? And we can get into some specious territory here. I understand that there's hesitation around, like our thoughts create our reality. There's something very fundamentally true about that. And to see it as happening in a vacuum is very egotistical, and it gets very self-centered, and it starts to sound like, oh, you can just manifest anything. Well, then why aren't you manifesting right? Where's your Lamborghini? Where's your this? Where's your that? No, everybody here is creating reality. We are all together individually and collectively creating reality. So it is up to you, and it is not all up to you. Thankfully, we are also co-creating. So that's why you ask for the help of your people, your spiritual guides, your ancestors, the nature, earth, etc. You have everything that you need within you to make the change that you desire. Spirit says that with so much confidence. In the key position, your passion will be key. Your heart being in it will be key. It lighting you up will be key. Spirit is saying if you have this desire to be like a more disciplined person, or a person who, runs at 5 a.m. every morning or whatever, you're not going to do it unless it is actually fun for you. So it's like, if I aspire to that because it's like that's the person I want to be, that is not going to be nearly as good fuel as I love doing this. This makes me happy. This brings me joy. Maybe you need a pack a folding blanket, go out to the park, remember what it was like to be a kid, pack yourself a little sandwich, little apple, bring some, bring markers and a sketchbook or a watercolor set or whatever, and go chill and let yourself be creative, let yourself explore, and let thoughts just bubble up. Inspiration is available. Integration, Spirit just said, is available. Employ a little more creativity, a little more joy. Bring a little more joy into your life. It feels like you've been on kind of a dutiful, like, I must do this. I must do this. I'm a good girl, or I'm a good boy, or I'm a good person. And how much fun are you having? That's all. I would say introduce more fun into your life. You're on a great path. You're on a great path. And you're on the verge of making sense of some things that haven't made sense. That's what Spirit is saying to me as I look at the magician in the world. Integrating. Like, oh, I have all these kind of floating pieces, and yeah, this happened to me, and oh, I have this epiphany at this age, and there's this over here. And then when they come together, they form a complete picture or a complete idea. And suddenly you're able to understand something and move in a different way. Literally what I'm hearing. Feels kind of like for like therapy, where, oh my God, I never put together that when my dad said that when I was 8, and then in school this thing happened, and then in college it was compounded by that, and now I think that nobody loves me or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, that's deep. I know. All my readings are deep. I can't help myself. For my astrology people, I was born with the Sun and Mercury and Pluto all conjunct, so you might understand. Okay, Cancer. Let's get a couple of words of advice from Spirit. Engaging with your stars. Spirit, what guidance do you want to offer Cancer as they walk into the month of March? What do they need to know for their highest good? Knowing this path they are on to more creativity, more fun, more passion. What do they need to know? Wow. Wow. Okay. Excuse me. First card up, the eighth house. The key word is mystery. The eighth house is mutuality. The eighth house is sex, intimacy, partnership. And then we have your second card up, the moon, perception. Perception shifts based on your mood. The moon rules the mood. The eighth house is mystery. The mystery of your mood, Cancer. Let's not forget that you're ruled by the moon, right? And the eighth house is your sister sign, Scorpio's house. So, what's happening in the depths of me? And if I shift my perception of my deep past, the mystery, what is deep within me, what can shift in my outside? If my thoughts create my reality and my thoughts shift from I don't deserve to I'm worthy of love, what kind of a reality difference happens there? Just saying. Shift your perception of your own mystery, of your own depths, your own inner workings, Scorpio things. Okay? Maybe some of you are even dealing with Scorpio. I would be curious to hear. Let me know. The comments right below this video. I would love to hear stories, questions, reflections, etc. Your own astrological setup. I'm very curious. And if you ever want to get a personal reading, the way to do that is also just south of this video. I appreciate your time very, very much, Cancer, and I really hope that this serves you well. If I don't see you before then I hope I will see you at your mid-month reading. Bye, Cancer.